Let's talk about Nyad, which is currently Nyad is
On
currently on
Netflix.
Netflix. Is
It
that
is
right?
on Netflix.
Yes. So, um, yeah, currently on Netflix, the film stars Annette Bening as the based on a real person, Diana Nyad, who was a woman that was, challenged herself with swimming from Cuba to Florida, which is a couple hundred, what is it, like 180 miles or something?
I believe it's like around 120.
120. Jodie Foster plays Bonnie Stoll, which is kind of her coach and friend. It's implied that there might be a relationship or that they were friends. They were maybe going to be in a relationship, but they really are just good friends.
It's kind of like Ms. Marvel and Valkyrie.
Yeah, and Diana Nyad, I guess, is a lesbian, but the great thing about this movie, that's not what the movie's about. It has nothing to do with her being a lesbian. She just happens to be a lesbian, and who cares? But at the age of 60, Diana Nyad decided, I am going to accomplish this, because she failed many times to do this. A lot of it is the drift. A lot of it is just the physical endurance
The
of
sharks.
there were sharks, jellyfish. You have to be protected. So there's a boat that has like a line that you're following, and it has to stay on course. You can get she would get delirious at times in the water because it's such a physically challenging thing to do. It's based on a true story, and I'll just say I really love this film. I was surprised how much I enjoy. I like, generally I like sports films in general. I love sports movies because you either win or lose in the end, or sometimes you lose but you win something else like respect. I've always loved sports films, and in particular, sports films based on true stories. I was only just sort of casually aware of this. I mean, I know that people have attempted to do, and she's not the Diana Nyad is not the first person or the person to attempt to do this. Other people have attempted and failed to do this. But the fact that this is something she attempted at the age of 60 years old, 60 is incredible. I really love, and also I've always been a fan of Jodie Foster. What I love about Jodie Foster, just in her career, she has never taken easy roles. She is one of the rare actors working in the industry who understands the craft of filmmaking, who cares about the audience, and there's nothing particularly preachy in this. It's a sports movie. It's a sports movie about a woman late in life who decided, I am going to challenge myself. I know I can do it. I believe in myself. And she's surrounded by a whole support system of people just trying to help her achieve that goal. Reese Fons plays the guy who's the captain of the ship, John Bartlett, who has to kind of be convinced to do this, to do this, because he basically is saying this is impossible. I mean, she's 64 years old, and even though she's in great shape, just the physical endurance to do this is remarkable. And they really go through all the challenges. Uh, and there is they do this thing, and this is a typical thing, and sometimes it's almost like expected or gets tired. They kind of mix real footage with the actors and whatnot. I loved it actually with this, and I watch a completely separate documentary about this achievement. It's really incredible. Strongly recommend Nyad. It's a great sports movie and an inspiration. Alan, what did you think of Nyad?
Yeah, absolutely. This one caught me off guard because
Same.
the I was invited to a screening, and Ned Benning was going to be there, and I go, well, I'll just take my kid, and maybe we'll get something out of it. And by the end of it, it was just blown away.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you know, the the one thing I appreciate the most about this is there's definitely a character arc with Diana Nyad, because she is throughout the entire movie, she's this grade A narcissist,
Right.
and she's just this is about her dream, and the 30 people who go on this trip, their sole purpose is to make sure that she fulfills her dream. Her best friend Bonnie there, um,
Right.
she, it's like there's nothing more important in Bonnie's life than to make sure that I fulfill my dream. And this is the theme that runs throughout the entire film. And so there's a real character arc. And the cool thing is we knew Annette Bening was gonna be up there. We didn't realize that Dinah Nyad was gonna be there too. And
Oh,
and
she
and
was
Bonnie
there?
as well. Yeah,
Wow.
both of them. And Bonnie was just busting her balls about, because they said, like, everyone told the director not to let Dinah Nyad ever visit the set. And because she'll
Why?
take over. She'll take over. And so she appeared like on the final days of shooting. um this is like you said, I think what makes this movie so great is it is a true sports movie. Just a person overcoming a person reaching for an impossible goal and finding it within themselves to get it, and finding the team, quite frankly, to make that happen. um Annette Bening is amazing in this. I don't know if you knew this, but there was no stunt double. That was Annette Bening the entire time in the movie.
No, this is very clear. And I'll say this, and I want to apologize. We had a spelling error that I noticed. I corrected it. So that is the correct spelling of Nyad. It's Nyad, not Nyaad. So there you go. Um, but
Oh,
in any
you're insane.
case, no,
Yeah.
just I corrected. Anyways,
Oh, okay.
but I just want to say Annette Bening, as an actress at this age, if she's not nominated for Best Actress, uh, it's criminal.
Yeah.
Because she puts herself so vulnerable. I mean, you see her like half naked in a bunch of stuff. She has a 60-year-old woman's body, or in her 60s. I don't know how old Annette Bening is,
Mhm.
but she is like, she wears this thing on her face. She's always putting like this stuff on her face because you're in the water for that long. So she has this gel. Then she has to wear this horrible mask to protect herself from a jellyfish because she's been stung by jellyfish so much. If she gets stung by a jellyfish again, like that poison's in your body, you can die. So she's putting her life at risk even by making this attempt. It's really just like it's a Netflix. This is the movie that families should have watched on Thanksgiving, if you
Mhm.
ask me. Like, it's inspiring, it's incredible achievement. By the end, by the end, you're just on the edge of your seat with the end. Like, is she gonna make it? How horrified. And they have all these rules of like, if you actually do it right. Like, I don't want to say anything, but like, there are certain rules you need to follow to be able to have accomplished this task, and these rules have to be followed to the letter. So
Yeah,
you
well, I mean, the
keep
important
the
thing
goal.
is the big rule is she cannot touch the boat and she cannot touch another person.
Right. She
Yeah.
can't touch another person, can't touch the boat. Those are the two big rules. And if she does, disqualified. Disqualified. And you see her, oh my God, it's just,
Yeah. And
it's such a,
I think it was 120 miles she actually swam, and it took her 2 days to do it. And
yeah, 2 days
every
in
other
the
attempt,
water.
she barely made it past the first day.
Yeah. And it's just, it's the kind of movie where I'm watching this movie and I got so sucked into it. And it was one of those things of like, oh, they don't even make movies like this anymore. It's hopeful, it's optimistic, it's inspiring, it's funny at times because there's a lot of conflict with the characters. And Jodie Foster, I've just always loved Jodie Foster.
Mm.
I had a crush on her as a kid. What can I say? Just had a crush on her. Uh, and because she doesn't take typical roles. So, and she's like one of those actors who's also a filmmaker. She has
Mhm.
a filmmaker brain, um, functions like a filmmaker. She thinks about the audience. This is like a movie that could have been made 10 years ago.
Mhm.
That's what I mean by that. There's no sort of agenda being served here. It's a dramatization of a true story, and it's absolutely incredible and a strong recommendation. I'm actually seeing it as like a 90. I don't know what the Rotten Tomatoes is, but on Google, 91% is the score.
Yeah. By the way,
It,
my daughter has already rewatched this movie twice.
so you went to a screening
We
and
went to a
then
screen.
watched it again on Netflix.
I didn't watch it. She did. I mean, this is. I mean, look, I bring her up a lot because she's getting experiences through me that she would not normally get, and a lot of it surrounding film. And to be able to take her to a movie like this and kind of see her, you know, find the films that just inspires her and then falls in love with, and then to see that play out is what every parent can wish for.
Hi, Dad, I miss you.
Actually, you're taking your daughter to dim sum next week.
Yep.